I'm sorry. Usually Mikkel does an introduction or something like "Welcome back." Is that going to happen, or should I just go?
It is, in fact, going to happen right now.
Apologies.
Yes. All right, we are back. No, I do the 17 silent seconds for our post-production soundtrack.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I think we have had some chatting going on in that before anyway, so... All right. Anyway, we are back at Marjura for maybe the last time. Who knows?
Hopefully, get out of this battle.
Hopefully, exactly. And with our adventurers again on my left on the overlay, we have.
I'm Stephanie, and I play Eldrida da Vumbra. Who is basically a hunter, little bit of an apothecary, kitchen witch, and otherwise probably the naivest, goodest person in the party, and so that's starting to change. She also may have a drug problem. Thank you.
And then...
I play Harsamina. I play Nefria da Kolhalla, and I am basically a Trinsmyran radical looking to take down the Trachorian Empire however possible.
Yep, that's
Sifanu da Krimbydh, the disgraced doctor turned necromancer, and as I like to say, one way or another, you're walking out of here. You can just ask Great Fool about it.
I'm the infamous... No, it's never too soon. I'm the infamous Rob. I portray Sir Artegue da Fontra Cilor, who's generally involved in trying to keep these three people plus Briar alive. And it's good that that's one of his primary goals, because that's about the only thing he's accomplished thus far.
You did deliver the weapons.
Ooh.
Maybe.
But I mean, it's there.
Yes. So where we last left our heroes. Did anyone want to do a recap on that?
I just want to point out,
it.
We're the heroes of this story. We're very much in trouble. All right.
This whole kingdom's in trouble. We're the heroes saving it.
Kind of build him up to knock him down, right?
Exactly. What? I see no problem with this, Nefria said.
It'll be fine. Is this disrupting the Trachorian Empire? Cool.
Yep.
Robert, you have the notes. Why don't you go ahead and recap for us?
Okay, I was really hoping someone else would do this every once in a while, but sure. Okay, so we started off the session, of course, deep in the bowels, really at the bottom level, as far as we know, of the Iron Tower. We pretty much, the first thing we did, really, was find the room with silver sigils that no one could read all over the walls, and a silver anvil that we understood if we were to cleave the anvil, it would destroy the tower. We decided not to do that so that we could continue exploring the tower to look for more loot. The next place we went to had a bubbling cauldron inside a pentagram with a cage suspended over top it, probably for, turning humans into pustule hosts for green, melty-faced guys. That's the Cliff Notes version. Then there was a bunch of horrific screaming as an eldritch horror was summoned on top of the Reavers and all the folks we'd left behind at the exit. We raced back to try to do something about it. Artegue was, of course, overcome by fear and spent the majority of the rest of the time weeping softly. At that point, we decided, the rest of the party decided to escape the tower, and so they started trying to drag the shattered Reavers, who were also weeping inconsolably and howling and whatnot, down through the tower's trash, poop, and innards chute.
Shawshanking.
Yeah. Once they got outside, though, they discovered that the enormous demons flying in the sky that were dropping rocks on us before were still outside, ready to drop rocks on us. They dropped some rocks. Parama's magical skull that was protecting us from necromancy got shattered. Yeah, in a nutshell, then they did manage to eventually get everyone out the poop chute. We escaped back across land. We climbed up the we climbed up the side or the caldera of the volcano, where we found a bunch of shagulites and demons and a couple undead. Hooray! And a giant-sized hole in the crust atop the volcano, where presumably at least one of those giants, burned to death. Did not Anakin Skywalker his way out of that. And there we go again, getting cease and desisted by Disney. All right, so they were hanging outside of some tomb doors. Again, we decided to, or at least someone decided that we were going to charge them, and so we did. Things might have not necessarily worked out for us were it not for the fact that we carry around the world's most powerful necromancer, Sifanu, and the world's most powerful Kargamishan symbolist, Sifanu, who paralyzed the vast majority of the shagulites present and the demons, and then we managed to kill them all. Paralyzed ones were really easy.
It's real easy to one-shot those guys.
There were a couple of stragglers who ran away.
I did have a shining silver sword where I did awesome things, but whatever, Rob, just glance right over that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My notes are more like a broad strokes thing and less a blow by blow of you stabbing a guy. Sorry. We did, however, manage to loot Graphicanus's staff.
Yes.
And then we decided to go ahead while the restless army was marching up the path behind us. We decided to go ahead and enter the tomb the shagulites were going into, where we found Sifanu's grandfather begging us to let him die and then to avenge him. Because, as it turns out, in the next room was Shagul, who was Mogerland before. Well, had told us her name was Mogerland when she wanted to adventure with us. So we brought Shagul back, and then she asked for the evil black sword that Sifanu said not to touch, and so we gave it to her, and then she dropped it into a hole in the floor where the restless recovered it, and now the evil.
She swore that she was gonna, just tell us everything, which she sort of did, and she, it was mistakes were made. Okay, mistakes.
Yes, but her telling us everything is what happened next. And for those of us who live in a linear time stream, that part of the story comes after the giving her the sword.
I'm just saying, we didn't just give her the sword for funsies. We had a reason, kind of, I guess.
Nefria gets narcolepsy for one session, all right? And you guys lose the ability to talk to people and discern live. What? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Once she was done dropping the evil sword through the floor to the evil king, whose name is Otar, I believe, she gave us a long, villainous monologue about how we're idiots and she's going to live forever. And basically, we've undone the work the gods did 800 years ago to keep the Kruri and their necromantic sucking of power from the planet, the tectons and whatnot, down. So we've undone that. We fulfilled the evil prophecy the Kruri set down into a statue when they were forced into slumber by the gods. And then Artegue beat her in the head until she was a thin red paste on the floor.
Again, I was part of this, and I just get...
Yes, okay, I'm sorry. So, Eldrida stabbed her with a sword. Her sword didn't do any damage, and then Eldrida asked, Artegue to turn her into a fine paste on the floor with a hammer. There. Is that a better retelling for you?
Yes, thank you.
Anytime you want to tell your version of these stories, you can volunteer to recap the last session.
So what I'm hearing though, and like what I'm getting from this is that we are the Kwisatz Haderach, and I think that's pretty cool. We're just out there fulfilling prophecies, and that's dope.
Yes.
Prophecy
So
for
then we left through the entrance that the Restless had used to recover the Black Sword, and the Restless had walked away. Mission accomplished. And
they're
that's
not
where we
chasing
ended.
us anymore, so that's a win.
That's true, because we don't have anything they want anymore. That's true. Done. Fiend.
Yes, and that is where we left you all. Slightly traumatized, perhaps, by the Iron Tower, together with Briar and Parama, and some, at least equally, if not more so, traumatized Wolfkin Reavers, who have basically been stored at the bottom of they've been stuck down there. They can't climb in their condition.
Aren't we down to 10 of them now?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Losses were taken.
Rocks fall.
Guess that was a sacrifice y'all were willing to make.
Yes. So, lots of Restless there that completely ignore you, and you can make your way away from the Iron Tower, finally.
Although the only upside... Oh, I'm sorry. I did actually skip one important thing in my recap. Terrible me. While Sifanu and Eldrida were trying to get people out through the poop chute, they sent Nefria back with the metal cleaving sword, and Nefria brought down the Iron Tower.
Indeed.
So there is no Iron Tower.
There is no Iron Tower. It's just
Nice.
a big hole in the crater with lava.
I will say, Harsamina missed the game, but she won the war, as it were. So
the hero of Marjura.
She was absolutely the MVP, and she wasn't even there for it.
Delightful.
The one we call Nefria.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Mikhail, to reorient myself. Did the Restless march away, or are they still all milling around?
They're sort of milling around, but they're also sort of starting to move away.
Gotcha.
It takes a while. They're not soldiers. They don't line up on a column all, in 3 ranks and then march away from the way you want to see your soldiers do. They're more of a big mob that slowly drifts somewhere.
Like an ancient and powerful race that defeated death.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just about that. Parama is,
Cool.
of course, slightly stunned by all this, because now what? I mean, she has fulfilled her prophecy.
Well, I suggest that the first thing to do is wait for the Restless to, get bored of this place and wander off a little bit. And then we need to go rescue Nefria's Reavers and bury 2 of them.
Yeah, there will not be any bodies possible to bury because they were by the tower. And
good point. No worries then. We need to rescue the living ones.
Yes. It's going to be, I'm going to say that it's going to be evening by the time that you get them out there, and it's just so quiet up here now.
Didn't one of the giants make it alive? Or no?
No.
We had an undead one fighting a traumatized, like a controlled one.
Mentally controlled one.
Yeah.
Right. And the undead one won, but he's undead.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
It was the last march of the giants, apparently.
That's right, guys. Our actions caused the last 2 giants to get killed. Go us.
Well, the last 2 giants on Marjura, because the rest of them were just migrating away because it was getting too hot here, and which is certainly unrelated to the other events we've been a part of.
Clearly.
Sounds like a climate change conspiracy to me.
See? It's just big environmentalism Anyway. So I guess you are you staying overnight by what remains of the Iron Tower, or are you getting out of there?
I suppose. I imagine we're going to have to rest so the Reapers can get their shit together.
Yeah, you could do that.
I also...
Go ahead.
I think I also, if I could do a scene of rest...
You can,
my
indeed.
level up.
Yes. I am going to, in fact, switch over to another map that I'll need to update, of course, because it doesn't look like this at all anymore. All the undead are gone, right? So if I remove like that, and the zombie that you sent in, and then there'll be some reavers. But the point is, there is a barracks here in the south, and you can just spend your night in there if you want to.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it's not like still Shagulites hanging out there.
No, there's gonna be, you are... I'm gonna think here on things. Exactly which order things are gonna happen in. I'm gonna say like this. When you are over on the cliff edge here and helping the Reavers, the Mad Reavers, to get back up, there will in fact be the flapping sound of a demonic creature. You can recognize those wings by now. That sets down behind you, grabs a Shagolite body and flies away.
I'm sure that's fine.
But that is the only movement up here that you will experience this evening. Otherwise, it's quiet now. And, the barracks, the Reavers...
So clearly this is a thing going to, now that, so when we go back and look, we're observably one Shagulite body short.
Yes.
Was it Graphicanus by chance?
It was not.
Okay, fair. So we're going to pick up, or Artegue at least, going to pick up the remaining bodies, and one by one, naturally, not all in one armful. And I'm going to walk them over the edge of the cliff and aim for the giant-shaped hole in the crust and just chuck them into the lava after rifling through their pockets.
Yep.
No more corpse recovery.
Yeah, exactly. Just make double sure they're all gone now. And yeah, that presents absolutely no problems at all. They are limp in your arms. Also kind of gross because their smell, turns out they have like sores on their green arms and like so.
I was catatonic Artegue was catatonic and weeping and got dragged through the refuse chute. So, I mean, I'm no spring flower myself.
There are plenty of smells to go around, is what you're saying.
Sifanu, do you want to bury your grandfather, burn him, toss him in the lava? What's your feeling there?
Bring him back.
What's Palamuxian tradition?
You know what? We'll have to invent one.
Oh, we'll burn him then.
Probably, a
good.
barbecue and eating him.
Yeah, that might be a part of it. Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of hints in various source materials that everyone else believes Cargomissions are cannibals, and when others like Palamuxians in general ask, or Praetorians ask them about whether they are, they just smile wickedly with their filed down teeth and say nothing. Whether that is to just freak people out or they're just actually confirming that they have cannibalism as part of their rites, nobody knows, because you as an outsider, you don't get invited to those rites. But if you have now decided, Goat, that this is a thing and we're going to serve up Grandpa here as part of
Oh no, man, he's gonna be nothing but stringy. It's gonna be terrible.
Well, you don't have to eat the
100
whole
years
thing.
old? Ah.
So is there? Let me ask you this: like, does your grandfather have tattoos and stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So you could pick, like, if he's got them, like, everybody gets tattoos on their forearms because we specifically eat the forearm when they die. You know, you could limit it to a limb that way.
Or I could skin the tattoos off them and keep them as a keepsake. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You could.
There you go.
There are actually some cultures who will eat an organ, like usually a piece of the heart or something like that.
Yep.
So you could always riff on that and choose an organ instead of the fleshy, stringy meat part.
Yep.
Some place of power.
Yeah, and
I recommend the brain.
the
I don't.
regeneration of the dead into the new generations, as it were, like the
Okay, all right. We're gonna go with some heart
transposing the powers from previous generations to younger ones.
I think you just skin him, you roll it up on like a scroll tube, and you can just read Grandpa whenever you miss him.
I am not going
Exactly.
to be eating a grandpa. That's gross.
Could you make gloves and get, like, a second spell?
I mean, that's a fair question, though. What kind of spells you got on them?
Yeah.
we have questions.
Guys,
None
I'm
of you
already
have
walking around.
crafter, technically, so the whole tanning process.
I'm already walking around with an anarchist and two well-known, what are they called? Horrible, corrupted anti-creationists. That's the word I'm looking for.
I'm not a well-known anti-creationist at all.
He's not.
I thought you lost one of your roles, and that now you are.
I have 1 point of reputation, which, per Mikhail's explanation, means I am known in my my home as a anti-creationist.
Yeah. It's like a
Well,
close-knit circle.
I am not known across the planet as an
You'll get there.
anti-creationist.
You'll get there eventually.
That's
Sifanu
my
will lead the way. Yeah.
Sifanu's working on it. Oh, for some reason your Sifanu reputation is still set to 1. You should be at 2, shouldn't you, Sifanu? No, you re-roll that thing. I remember.
Yes, I had an experience.
Yeah,
I
so you're
believe
still
that I
at 1.
used to prevent that one from getting
Yep.
out of hand.
Yeah. Anyhow, sidetrack. Briar will be standing by the bridge looking over towards where the tower was. And he's crying. He's sad.
Was it an architectural marvel?
Not really, no.
No? Okay, then I don't understand it.
Didn't
I'll
it
go
have like
over
the
and-
purest iron or copper he'd ever tapped on or something?
Yeah, it did.
I will go over and sit next to Briar, and I will roll some of my herb into a nice smokable item, and I will say nothing, and I will just merely hand it to Briar, and I will share with him.
Yeah, you are sharing that at the end, at the edge of the crater, and he's sitting there. He's holding a rock in his hand. It's the same color as that cliff that Iron Tower used to sit on, and the purest ore, and it's all gone now. The purest.
That which comes from the earth returns to the earth. Here. It'll be okay.
I suppose so. Are we done with our expedition? Have we, completed it?
You're the boss, have we?
Am I? Oh, right, I am. Yes. I'd say, I don't know. And he just, he's stunned. It's like Sir Artegue might have hit him in the head with a hammer.
We'll take tonight, and in the morning we can talk about what's next. How about that?
Good idea. Yes, let's do that. Yeah. Parima is also very quiet this night. Like, she will... I think she's finally allowing grief to catch up with her. Remembering all her druids. Her, compatriots in her religion.
Well, looks like you're just going to have to repopulate the Druid Order, Parima.
She's nodding
All
to
hail the
herself.
Grand Druid.
All hail Grand Druid Parima, precisely.
I sidle up to Parima. You know, it may not be too late for Sifanu to resurrect one of your elders.
I recommend that we just take tonight and then we relax, and then tomorrow we figure out what to do next.
That is true. If there were things she needed to know from an elder druid, like secrets that weren't passed on, like Sifanu can help with that.
Well,
Good call, Nefria.
actually, if you go back to that session, I actually casted a necromantic spell to prevent them from coming back.
He did.
Oh, not.
Oh, that's
from being
true, yes.
animated, sure, but does that stop you from talking to their spirits as well?
All
I
you
have no
gotta do is
idea.
Make sure they would be undisturbed in the afterlife.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah. He did that. He did that.
Well,
Did you make yourself a key to their afterlife house? Paying the rent.
Sifanu, you wanna share some of that heart, bro?
Oh,
I've never eaten someone's grandpa's heart before.
Well, then a good initiation for you.
I'm gonna
Start somewhere.
move everyone
Just a
down
little.
to
You
the
don't want too much.
campfire.
It's not easy to swallow.
'Cause clearly
fair.
there's a campfire, right? There. We need to have the proper evening. Oh, I see. I haven't had the chance to do this.
I too would like to participate in the consuming of Sifanu's grandfather.
So night
Yeah.
falls.
Playing go around.
Plenty to ground. Night falls, and you're sitting around the campfire and eating. I mean, the Reavers have no compulsions about that kind of thing,
Briar's kind of an anthropologist. He might be down.
right? No.
I can hang out. I'll hang out with the NPCs and distract them. I think they all need a little talk therapy, so
Yep.
we'll have our own little kumbaya over here.
Yep.
All right,
that
you have
sounds
fun. Have fun getting high in the corner.
Yeah, you go
I'm
get
gonna
high.
work
We'll feast on hearts.
I'm
over
gonna
here.
work on some potions, and we're gonna talk about, we're gonna do some circle. Here you hold the stick and you talk about your feelings, and then next, that's
Which-
what we'll do.
Turns out to be a great way to recover from various frights and such like. So if anyone has any fear points left, they will not be there anymore. Isn't that
See,
nice?
I'm telling you, a group talk and hug and smoke session is just what everybody needs to feel better. Also, for those in the crowd and the audience, please seek professional help if you need to. Do not follow the advice of the gamers.
Oh God, no.
If anyone's taking anything that happens in this game as advice for their personal lives, don't.
We
Don't.
are bad idea machines. So
Right, like I'm fairly familiar with the other players here, and I am comfortable saying we're mostly terrible people.
So there. Established that not the heroes.
We are not terrible people. Anyway,
Anyway,
We're not
yeah.
the worst.
That is basically your evening by the barracks. Like the barracks themselves in there smell terribly. Apparently the ice barbarians were not big on hygiene. It's straw beds that they shared apparently, and some kind of cooking corner, I guess, and that's really it. Very
Any
Spartan.
booze? Any booze? ice barbarian hooch.
Yeah, there would be some ice barbarian hooch in there.
Artegue gets drunk.
That's not a bad idea.
So I'm also gonna hang out with my Reavers. I get an ability when I level up, right?
You do indeed.
So
Speaking of which, you have checked all your experiences, have you not?
Yes.
And you have in fact found Jomoref, also known as Fingal Silverhammer. You knocked him out, and then I think you lost him in the fray, didn't we? Because all the Reavers were crazy. Or did you actually manage to bring him out?
I imagine that my preference would have been, I think like I tied him up and I may have just like strapped him to a Reaver.
That could work.
Along for the ride.
So he is in fact a surviving Shagolite, strapped up.
I'm gonna fix that.
We said no survivors, damn it.
Exactly.
I mean, I found him, like, I'd like to get him to my people, but, like, he seems really corrupted, and you know what? I think they're gonna have other things to worry about than this guy. So,
He
you know,
is,
if we wanna just kill him, that's totally fine, but...
Up to you, it's your goal.
He is in fact deeply corrupted, yes. All this, I mean, he's been knocked out, but when he comes to, he's just gonna twist and turn and snarl, and he's missed the whole thing, so he has no idea what's happened to his sect, to his cult. And he's, release me, I'm telling you, the wrath of the Shagolites will be upon you.
All right, so...
There's a staff in front of his face. I'm like, no, they won't.
They ain't coming back, buddy.
You do not know what you're dealing with. We are transcending death.
Does Briar still have that, like, chunk of ore that he's kind of weeping over?
Yeah.
Nice and hard? I would like to take that from him and beat the Shagolite's brains on.
Okay. That's a possibility.
I don't want to hear him talk. The giants are dead. The tower's down.
Yeah.
We're going to have to deal with Parama. Like, she's all innocent and sad. Like, I just want to be done with this.
So it's unconscious and dead, or just unconscious?
Unconscious. I want him, when he wakes up, like, I want him to know that he's going to die and then just kill him.
Okay. That works.
I'm not looking for, like, a lot of gloating, you know what I mean? But, like, just enough where, like, it's me, you're an asshole, and then you're dead.
I just gave him the blood splatter there.
Oh, cool.
You guys are so dark.
Yep.
But for my abilities, I also want to spend, like, the rest scene, kind of, like, calming down my puppers, and by way of that, maybe getting command.
Yes, indeed. So there we go. You can, in fact, level up. And that means the following. We uncheck all your experiences. They can now be used again. If you want to move any of the bloods around, so you have your 3 water, 1 wind, 2 fire, 2 stone, you can move these numbers around now. So you could raise 1 if you lower another. But you also have the opportunity to get yourself a new ability. And you wanted to have command?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. That works with me. You are taking your first step on becoming a military leader. General Nefria, here we come. And the first level is... This is like the number of people you can command. Corporal Nefria at our service.
Corporal Nefria.
Yes.
With a squad of 8.
Mm-hmm. And we also have to write a new experience for you. Should probably have something to do with what just happened on this island. Formative experience on this island. What was something big that turned Nefria's view of the world around? A turning point for Nefria in this campaign since she arrived on this island.
I don't actually know. I would probably say it is like getting the Reavers and you know, making friends.
Turning enemies into friends.
I would say yeah, like turning enemies into friends.
I turned Gotthard's Reavers into my Reavers. How about that?
I'll take it.
Sounds good. That is your level up. Did anyone else want to do that? I can otherwise recommend holding up. Yeah, but I can recommend, particularly since this is an epilogue, we can be smart about things. I don't know what Sir Artegue has in mind to level up, though.
Artegue's certainly not leveling up tonight. He's just getting drunk.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Artegue's scene of rest just spent. This fucking sucked, and then drinking himself into oblivion.
I can see that happening. Sifanu, you've also achieved the possibility of leveling up.
I would like to do that, yes.
All right. So what do we do? Check the experiences, of course.
Yeah, experience. I'm going to say beating the odds of wielding the amount of magic and not exploding.
I wielded enormous amounts of magic power without exploding. When taking on the Iron Tower. How about that?
Yeah.
I like it. So are we leveling up a sphere of magic? Is that what we're saying?
Yes, definitely get some more magic. So I'm debating adding to necromancy or picking up some water magic, because that's been proven to be real useful.
Oh. Aquamancy.
Yeah, because that's what Paramount uses, right?
No. She's using Kmorda's Gift of Frost, which is not water magic. She's not an aquamancer. She's an ice druid. And it's a different thing. And also it's very pro-creationist, and she's not going to teach you that.
Yeah, I would make a mockery of her religion.
Yes. As much as she appreciates your help and respects you as a competent wielder of miracles and sorcery, no, only initiates. You can wait until later with the level up. That's fine with me. You can complete this when you find like a mentor, or unless you want to increase your symbolism or necromancy. You might have gained insights into necromancy from all your spell working.
Right, after everything I've seen here. Yeah, that would make most sense, really.
It wouldn't.
I've been doing nothing but knee-deep in necromancy. I might as well...
Yep. All right. Necromancy level 2. Did you want to switch any of your bloods around?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Eldrida already leveled up. She was the first one in the campaign.
Goal-oriented.
Yep. Tonight I will be trying to make some of the potions, since Rob so cleverly brought up that I haven't sat down and done that. So I'd like to do so tonight.
Yeah, you can do that. What potions do we want to make?
Well, I already have one wildfire potion that I didn't actually use.
That's true.
So I have enough to make 4 other kinds of potions. So yep. I'd like to make like 1 or 2 healing potions.
Mm-hmm.
And then will those also take care of like poisons and or other things, or is that separate?
Let's have a double check for that. In case I missed some part of my translations. That wasn't there. It's over in potion making. It's not under the skill. It's under the crafting section. Is what I'm saying. There we go. Antidotes are not the same as healing potions. Correct.
Okay, then I will make 2 healing potions, 1 antidote.
Mhm.
What other options do I have?
Poisons, antidotes, healing potions. You can do invigorating potions. They are for getting rid of exhaustion. You can do calming potions that could do either fear or doubt.
What's a twofer? You should definitely make one of those.
Yeah, I'll do one of the calming potions. So 2 healing, 1 poison, 1 calm.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, by the poison I mean antidote. Let me check.
Yes.
That's 4 potions total.
That's all the stuff I have, and then I have a wildfire potion on me, so I don't have enough component.
You're gonna.
I was only asking because I'm tracking your fate die.
Yeah, that's gonna be making it every time you make one. You do have to spend a fate die for that, of course.
Okay,
And wind.
that's fine.
Wait, no, that's repairing. Wind and at least 1 fate die. And out here, you don't have much of a lab, so I can't give you much in the way of support for having laboratory equipment. So that means that we have your wind, which is a 2, and you have your fate die, which is a 1, and you're going to do 4 different ones, so you're going to have 3 left when you're done. So roll 3d6 4 times.
Can I vote for Goat to roll for me? Goat,
You
can you?
can.
Or no, wait, I can do it on my little phone thing here. Hold up. Sorry for the sniffling, everybody. I am a little under the weather.
Indeed.
Okay, so let's see. Potion number 1 is the healing pot. Let's see. So you said 3 die?
Mhm.
Roll.
Wow.
Hey.
That's awesome. That's 2 successes. And also 2 6s. Which means that one you make 10 doses of it.
Okay.
That was
So
a
there's
healing
10
potion, right?
doses. Yep,
Yeah.
that was a healing. So what does that mean in game terms? The healing, it takes care of physical damage?
Yeah, that's physical damage, exactly.
Okay. So then the next healing,
The difficulty level is the so how many you have to decide how much damage it's supposed to heal technically before you roll. And the difficulty is the strength. So if this was for a difficulty 1, then you have done 10 healing potions that will heal 1 step of damage.
so what's the difference in rolling? So like with difficulty, like I need that many successes?
Yes.
I just want to do 1.
Yeah. No, I figured you might.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense because
Still being a novice potion.
I'm only
maker.
rolling 3 dice here.
Yeah.
Okay, next healing potion,
Mm-hmm.
also difficulty 1.
Mm-hmm. And that works. You did one a potion that works exactly as it should. There are no side effects to it, and you have 1 dose. So now you have 11 healing potions.
So okay. So 11 doses, and then all heal 1 physical damage.
Yep.
Okay, and we'll do the antidote next.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. How do I? Oh, shoot. How do I clear dice out?
Right click.
Got it. Okay. 2, 3. Roll.
You are on a
Damn.
roll tonight, aren't you? Excellent.
So this is the antidote again, difficulty 1.
So that is going to. So the person who has been poisoned will get 1 bonus die from this antidote to resist poison. And
are they cured?
What was that?
So if they're poisoned, they're cured and they get 1 die to resist, or no?
They get 1 die to resist. That's what the antidote does. So you have your stone, and then you drink the antidote, and now you have your stone +1.
Got it. Okay, and then a calm potion.
Yep.
$3d6.
And that works as well. It is a calming potion. Will remove 1 point of either fear or doubt. And it works exactly as it should. No side effects. See, this is mastery. Unlike that first time when you had to make the wildfire, there is no side effects to any of these.
Well, I rolled really well. Okay, and that's all the stuff that I have. So next time we're out of town, I'll buy more stuff, guys.
Yep.
All right, I'm done. And then I just get high and talk to people.
That's great. Eldrida will have a quiet night of talking to people. Oh, okay. Okay, now Foundry's doing things. Okay, so Foundry's telling me that you had 11 fate dice to start with, which is probably true.
That matches my total.
Yep, so now you have 8 left. No, you did 4.
7.
7 left. My math is apparently off. That's okay.
Your game came with an accountant.
This is good. And so passes the night in silent contemplation and kind of just and getting ready for other things, and Sifanu thinking about what he saw in there and going, oh, wait a minute, and these energies, and the cogs in his mind are turning. Apparently Nefria is bonding even more with the Reavers, who are now Nefria's Reavers, and a new day will dawn. It's not torrential rains because you are. I can't change the weather zone. I've made a mistake there. Can I though? It's not supposed to be. Yeah. Nope, I can't. Ignore that. I rolled the weather before anyway, so yeah. It's gonna be a cold day for travel, but it will be, so here we go. It will be scattered clouds, but mostly clear. So you can start your travels across the ice. The question now is, of course, which Parima, if no one else will ask, where do we go now? And Briar is asking, where do we go now?
Well, I'm going to suggest this. Y'all figure out what in the Sam hell you want to do next. I'm going to go spend the morning thanking the volcano for its assistance.
Very well.
So, let me know what you decide. And Michaela, I'm going to use that as a scene of rest to buy a 2nd point of stone. Switch from 2 water to 2 wind, and use my experience as I convinced a volcano to help me assault the Iron Tower.
Ah, excellent. So you'll have 1 water now and 2 wind.
Yes.
And I used the volcano to assault the Iron Tower. That makes sense.
Cool. And then while Artegue does that and takes a scene, you guys can chat.
And now you have tectonic summons too, right? Cool. Scary guy.
Well,
leaned on it extensively.
Should we attempt to stop some of the things we've set into motion? Should we? I look at Nefria. You put us together. What do you think?
Well, I mean, to Briar's point, it seems like the archaeology is over, unless, of course, Briar has any archaeological conclusions that may drive him to further frontiers towards which we can be of assistance. Briar?
I do not want to go back to the dig site. Thank you. That is perhaps not best for the health at the moment. The question we've lost all the equipment as well. I don't know what Master Tassambar will say about that, but maybe we can give him some kind of explanation. I'm sure someone else must have seen the Restless, right? Yes. We had those other. The buskers saw them. Maybe we can use them as witnesses, and if we have some money over, we could possibly get access to a Fabricus Veritas, but I'm not sure anyone can afford one. At least, but the question then is, of course, how do we return to Trachoria?
Well, I guess then we need to make our way back to town. Find a ship, and I suppose we ought to fill out our duty and get you back to wherever it is you want to go. So pack up that there single sample that hundreds of people have died for, and let's get you back to your nerd bosses.
Yes, indeed. Do we think Arhem is safe?
We have no idea.
Well,
Definitely not. Definitely not.
From zombies, the Restless, Tecton, safe from what?
The Restless? I don't know if they will let us go a second time.
Well, we have Restless destroying swords. It'll be okay. I mean, that's the only port out of here, right?
Not strictly speaking, says Perima. There is another port, and it is on Klostanoba. It's on the east side of the island. It's a small island just out off the east side of the island. And that might be a better alternative. If they have been at Arhem, I'm sure people would have gone there. I can't imagine anywhere else they would have gone for safety.
Well, Parama, I would love it if you continued with us. Do you wish to continue on with us? Or I know that your god is here. This is your homeland.
I will, my duty is to Kmorda, and you are right. But I can guide you to whatever port you want to go to. I will try to find the other Mordurans and unite with them. I think they might need me now.
Okay. Well, that's completely up to you. If you feel that you would best serve, here in restoring your order or elsewhere and bringing people to, that's your choice. But I like the idea of the other port city. I would prefer to avoid Arhem if possible. I don't think that we necessarily put in a great word there for us in there. But I think the other port city sounds good.
What?
Fair.
Those guys love us. What could possibly go wrong?
Wasn't there? Yeah, I don't think that's a great idea.
But we just armed a bunch of rebels and killed a bunch of soldiers. I mean, it's no biggie.
Now here's a good question though. The zombie slaves, they were only temporarily released from their that cauldron. That could have been remade and they could have been recontrolled. Am I correct in thinking that, Mikhail?
Yep.
So, if we wanted to make sure that slavery was permanently stopped, we could go back there and put an end to that. But I don't think that's going to be a way to get a boat out.
Could be tricky, yeah.
Well, they can only send boats in spring and autumn, right?
Yep.
Okay. How soon until the next season?
Well, they can. So this other port looks like it might be a little more indigenous to the Marjorans. They may have some ice clippers or something.
Oh, we do not travel across the great seas. We are simple fishers. We stay close to Marjura and do our fishing here.
But this other port has boats that travel elsewhere.
I know that big ships can stay there. It's a natural harbor. But until now, there was little interest, really. There were some people went there for a fencing academy. There is a Bansikan academy there.
Oh, a fencing academy?
That
Yes.
sounds like loot. Yeah, let's go to this other place.
That sounds like loot.
Swords for the resistance.
Exactly.
We tried that before. It didn't. No, we gave the
Those were like
resistance the
evil
undead.
swords.
Well, you know.
And so you set out across the frozen wastes and march. And since you have Reavers and Parama and everything as before, I'm not gonna force Eldrida to do the pathfinding. Isn't it nice to be in Marjura sometimes when you have, other people that you can rely on and just it works?
I mean, I was hired to pathfind, but I haven't really had to do any of that. So
Nope,
that's
you haven't.
Good. I did have a question. The Reavers, Nefria, will they be coming with us on a permanent basis?
Oh yes, they're mine now.
Okay.
They're
Very
my
good.
squadron.
They're
They're Nefria's Reavers.
Okay,
Nefria's Reavers.
off we go.
Yep. Clearly.
Like the Reavers, like in the rest of like the Empire and stuff like that. These guys aren't like anything to really like raise eyebrows. Like these critters just kind of exist in places. They're not gonna like shock and.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're like Wolfkin, and certainly for Trinsmyrans, this is well known. Their native habitat, if you will, is a forest on the east side of Trinsmyra. And there is this agreement between the Wolfkin and all human political factions that humans don't try to invade their forest, and Wolfkins won't rip humans to shreds, and when they try to invade the forest, which is a nice, understanding. But more than once, Wolfkin will emerge from the forest and mingle with humans and do things with humans out of, I don't know, curiosity or whatever, lust to adventure. There are entire mercenary companies of Wolfkin, including, for instance, Gotthard's Reavers. That's exactly what they've done. They've just left the Wolfer Wood and decided to rent their services to Trachoria.
Cool. Nice. All right. Yeah. No. So as long as it's not going to be like, oh my god, look at them.
Oh, people!
No.
Yeah. They're coming with. These are my good boys.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, you have a full day of travel across the glacier, and that's gonna be nice and calm, I'm sure. Nothing bad could befall you.
High's
yes.
good, right?
Well, since Parama is with you, there is no problem. She can point out some of those interesting crust ice bubbles under the glacier that you simply avoid. It's one of those places where if you step through it, you're going to freeze your foot really quickly.
We avoid putting our feet there.
Exactly.
Yeah. This sounds like a liquid nitrogen pocket.
Yeah, just about.
Yes.
And the day passes in quietness and I don't know, contemplation maybe? I don't know. That's the only adventurous part of that entire day. Otherwise it's just walking across a glacier, step by step, with all your things, including the mammoth horn, I guess, because the Reavers are carrying it. I don't know.
I forgot about the horn.
No, that's
Your
That's
dagger
fair
is still
loot.
your dagger is still snoring, goat.
I was going to say, if you wanted to look in, if
Yeah.
you wanted to look into something, Sifanu, you've got the dagger and now Graphicanus' staff.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
What's up with this snoring dagger I keep forgetting I have?
Say, like, was there anything major that went down with like the crown or the mirror?
Nobody has had a look at the mirror yet, and nobody has done anything. No, everything has been in the sack. You were kind of busy with other things.
Right. Life was happening.
Things were happening. And so you come to second day of wandering across these... the first day, I should say, of wandering across the wastes. Across the ice. And make camp. Do whatever you want in the evening. To make a long story short, when you wake up, unless you wanted to do something with all those interesting artifacts.
Yeah,
Is there
I'm gonna mess with the knife. I want to know what this thing is.
Mm-hmm. What do you do with the knife?
Do I make a wind check to figure out what I'm looking at?
You can try to figure out the magic, I suppose, if you want to do... Well, that would require you to spend a fate die, though. Like, do a sense magic spell. Otherwise, you can do a wind check in general, yeah.
Yeah, just run a general wind check. Hey, I'll take it. I got 2 6.
Yeah, you will. You'll definitely take it. I had the page up and then I clicked something. See, you shouldn't click anything. Yeah, so you bring out the blade, the knife, it's an very uncomfortable ivory hilt. Again, it's carved like a old man with a long beard. The scabbard is very simple. The blade and the scabbard, they're both kind of disjointed. Amateur make. You would go like, yeah, this the blade and, well, I don't know if you see the blade because you'd have to pull it out first, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pull the blade out. I'm studying it. Yeah.
And you do that, and I'm gonna roll. Ow! The old man on the hilt starts moving. Excuse me, I have been asleep for a long time, yes. Who might I be having the joy to be addressing?
I am Sifanu, and who might you be?
My name is Dementius.
Dementius?
Yep, and he bows deeply.
I'm gonna look around at the others. Like, y'all seeing this, right? I'm not hallucinating.
I mean, I'm really high right now, so I don't know.
I mean, I see it, but that doesn't mean we're not all hallucinating.
Fair.
I see it. Your dagger's talking.
Oh, we are close, are we not? Ah, the fair Farinata. Not long, not far at all. Oh, it will be blissful to once again meet the great King Ottar. Yes. Are you perhaps his, jester?
His what?
Jester? And why
No.
are you laying your filthy, clammy commoner hands on me?
Because you are an item in my possession.
Impossible.
That is the royal vizier you speak to. I don't know.
Impossible. I only serve King Otter.
You mean the dead guy?
Lies! Vile lies! King Otter is too powerful to die.
Oh, he's very much dead. I'm not saying he's not walking around, but he's very much dead.
Filthy lies! I will have King Otter string you up and flay you alive before we kill you. Mm-hmm. Yes.
He's tried that once already. Yeah, I'm gonna put it back in the cavern. I'm not dealing with that.
You put him back in the...
Yeah.
And the moment you put him back, he's like...
Well, that's
Awesome.
wild.
That's gonna take some time to get used to.
Huh, I wonder what kind of information that knows.
Oh, quite a bit. But I haven't decided if I'm gonna go hostile or pretend that I'm the new head honcho. I gotta figure out the angle I want to play this deck. The angle I want to play this deck. Things that I say in this game.
I'm perfectly happy to help you lie, Sifanu.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's not every day Sifanu finds himself having to lie convincingly to a dagger.
Is a little unusual.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting for you guys to unsheath the thing.
I want to give the dagger to Nefria. He's like, if you want to start lying to it, you can start with, it needs to apologize for insulting my greatness before I destroy it.
All right. Lion face. Lemon face. Lion face. Lemon face. All right. I unsheath the dagger and we're ready to go.
I will roll the D100 again. Oh, who am I beholding? Might you be the, perhaps, the grown-up daughter of King Otter? How long have I been sleeping exactly?
I am a daughter of the line of King Otter, yes.
roll your water here.
Roll your water.
Yes. You have the 3 dice. Do you want to spend a fate die to increase that? Because, of course, being you also have your machinator.
I'm sorry, everything's changed and I can't find the chat. There it is. All right. 2, 3, and do I want to spend a fate die?
You're not going to spend a fate die to lie to a dagger. Then what are you doing with these fate dice?
I had to ask.
Playing with them. All right, I'll just roll it.
That's not the best roll ever. I will have him roll his wind. On the other hand, he's clearly confused. So you're gonna get away with your lie this time.
Yes. Insofar as what year it is, well, you see, things have gone a little bit awry and legends get lost, and I think perhaps, the best thing to ask is what year was it when you went to sleep?
It was, I forget. We were approaching the 27th year of King Arthur's reign, I believe. Yes. Cool.
So how did you end up in the dagger as this dagger? It's been a while, I will say that, since King Othar was, ruled.
It's, I dabbled a bit. Mistakes were made. I was going to create a magical dagger, and instead the dagger sort of created me.
Okay.
Mistakes
were made. So other than you just being in this dagger, can you do anything from inside there other than just talk?
Just talk? He said, just? I will tell you, my lady, that I am excellent at talking.
I'd believe it.
Also, if anyone has a smickle board around, I will happily play around.
Well, as it turns out, I do know a guy that I think has a smeckle board on him. Artegue?
I'm also well versed in calculus and such things.
We'll link you up with our party nerd, but I'd love for you to play a game of smeckle board with my very good noble friend. And nobleman of my court, Sir Artegue. And as you cast your eyes around, you'll see as well a number of wolfkin that we have conquered and made part of our empire, and they are also my subjects. Yes.
I hope that
I am incredibly powerful.
I hope that these conquests, I hope that your new slaves will serve you well, and that your conquests will meet with much success. Streams of blood from vanquished foes, and
no slaves. A coalition of the willing.
No slaves?
Artegue can explain it to you over a smeckle board.
This is weakness does not befit a ruler. Yeah, he says.
So I take the dagger and I pass it over to Artegue. You can place him on the smeckle board and I make him happy.
Yes. Nefria, he may know something about the crown or the mirror as well. I bet that crown was the king's crown. Just a thought.
No, that's fair. So I'm talking to this dagger, reach into my little bag, and I put the crown on my head.
Oh, I see. You are the Empress, the Queen of Kirudi now. That must be the case, yes?
I told you, yes. I am in that line. I am the
Your
Empress,
Majesty,
yes.
Your Grace, it is truly a pleasure. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Demencius, and I have served for centuries as advisors to all rulers of Kruri wearing that crown. Yes, many generations. I am most happy to serve you as well, Your Majesty. He's really trying to bow deeply, which doesn't really work because he's not that bendable.
All right, so you, well, I don't really have a good use for you as you are right now. I mean, you talk and I can talk. You know stuff, I got a guy that knows stuff. But I've got my own advisor that I think you should tell everything that you know to. Because the more minds that I have working for the good of the empire, the better, and you were a dagger that was lost to history for so long. I wouldn't want to repeat the mistake of losing the amazing generational knowledge that you carry with you. So please, I command you, spill all of your secrets to my incredibly trusted advisor, very good friend, Sifanu.
Always at your service, Your Majesty.
Give the dagger back to Sifanu. You're not king, but next best thing.
Her Majesty has explained the situation, and I do humbly apologize for calling you a commoner, sir. I was misled by whatever that is passing for your clothes that do not seem to be the regular courtly attire of a Crudi court.
Things have changed over the last couple 100 years.
Clearly.
So, explain to me the last of what you've seen before you went on your deep sleep around King Ota.
Oh, my memory is not what it used to be, you understand. A bit hazy. The glory of Farinata was a sight to behold. A fairer city has never been. Yes, it was, and is still, I attest to, majestic, befitting such a great civilization as the Cruri. The, temples, properly, splattered with the blood of our enemies.
I'm gonna pull out a map of Majora. I'm like, temples, yes, point them out.
Yeah, he will actually point to the Kruri Valleys. This is a strange map. Too many mountains here. What is this white thing here? Is the map maker too lazy? Have him executed immediately. This should all be mountains, not white. He's pointing to the glacier.
That's because that's a mile thick of ice that is uninhabitable.
Nonsense! It's the majestic highlands of our wonderful heartlands. Yes.
I holler over. You're a dagger. That's my advisor. You know less than him right now. You're confused.
My apologies, Your Majesty. My apologies. Of course, that must be the case.
Okay, yeah, so I'll take notes wherever he puts a temple. And I'm like, all right, we'll have to visit here and here and here. See what we can loot.
Yep. Okay. Very well. Yeah, he'll. I mean, Kruri is like where you were. It's the dig site, right? So.
Right. But does he like point out any other temples in the area?
Temples. Let me have a look. Nope, not that one. Could it be this one? Could be. Aha. He will point to a place. So on this map, he calls. I'm gonna write it in here. He calls the dig site. He calls Farinata. But apparently there is a place called Krauki somewhere around there-ish. Yep, those are the two major cities he describes.
Where's the second one? I'm trying to...
for northeast.
Got the map almost.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
All wind corner over there. Well, that's...
Well, right.
How close is that place to the port we're going to?
The port you're going to, I'll mark it as well. It's not too far.
Okay.
Right.
So who's up for a detour?
There you go.
I mean, sure, yeah. Just as long as I have enough ice barbarian hooch to make it.
We would need to have maybe more food to get there, I think. Says
It's
Prima.
possible. Well, I can try to do some hunting if there's anything living around here to take down. But also, it's possible, Parama, that some of these temples might be maybe related to your order.
As far as I know, there is only ice.
I mean, at this point, I would assume, because that is glacier up there, that location is buried. And we may just get there and it could just be like a white sheet.
That is a possibility.
It is.
Well, we have an ice druid and a stone mancer, so maybe they can make that work for them. I don't know.
I'm sorry, is the dagger sheathed at this moment, or is it still out and listening?
I think it is out.
After I got that information.
All right. Then I have no opinion.
Yeah.
All right, so like noted. Let's continue this little chat with our dagger friend here, and the night is young. You are a practitioner of magic.
Well, I was a great sorcerer once in my life, yes. One of those who invented several schools of magic, in fact, yes.
Such as?
Such as enchantments of objects.
Can you still do any of that, or are you just entirely stuck in this dagger?
I am. Fortunately, Your Majesty, when things went wrong, as it were, mistakes were made, and so I have no access to those forces anymore. No, in this frail form, all I can do is guide you with my wisdom.
You fucked around and found out, didn't you?
Such language, Your Majesty. I take it I might have to instruct you somewhat in the ways of the court. I understand things have changed lately.
I'm your sovereign.
Of course.
You change with me. You do not change me.
That's of course, Your Majesty.
Sheath.
She's really good at this. I'm scared.
Tell me how to set a culture in my court.
General Nefria will be the conqueror.
All right, so we have this crowd key, and I'll hand the dagger over to Goat. That's that can be your resource to harass and abuse.
Hooray! I get to have regular arguments with an old man who won't change his ways.
Wanna ask him about the mirror?
I mean, I can unsheath him and ask him about it. Yeah.
You can.
Unsheath.
We will roll a D100 again. Why is the Game Master always rolling a D100 when this happens? That's for me to know. Yes, Your Majesty. I'm sorry. I must have, at my old age, I often fall asleep. Yes.
Do you know anything about this very beautiful mirror? And I pull it out.
Oh, the mirror. Yes, I believe that is a rear buzz mirror. Yes. That witch. Well, we had her properly punished for her insolence, didn't we? Yes.
Yes. Remind me. Tell me the story.
Well, she was saying the most vile and insolent things to the king, and for that, of course, she was taken care of, as it were. I think it took her several days to die. Yes.
Who was she?
The court witch, yes.
Oh, the court witch. And she said heinous things
Yes.
And
yes.
this was her mirror, and you had her killed.
Yes.
Over the course of 3 days.
9. I think it was.
Strong number 9.
Mm-hmm. Powerful.
Was there potential that this little trinket could have been part of her rituals or anything like that? Or was this just a very pretty mirror that she had?
She was a witch, so I wouldn't put it past her to have done something mischievous with it. Everything she did was for mischief and the spreading of lies and discontent.
What sort of lies did she spread? What sort of discontent?
Oh, she doubted the wisdom of the king. She doubted that we would overcome death. Terrible, sacrilegious, blasphemous things.
Yes. You know, and I think it is really great what you guys managed to do in terms of like overcoming death and stuff like that. Would you share with me some of the particulars about that moment in time? How did you guys conquer death?
Oh, well, the most powerful sorcerers of the lands gathered together, exploring the techniques of necromancy, a completely new art form for wizards and sorcerers and spellbinders alike. Some, like Rirba, said that we were defying the wills of the gods, but what were the will of the gods compared to our power? Yes. Not even the gods had to bow down to the king.
Well, I mean, you know, you're in a dagger, so I assume that some of this magic can just go terribly awry. You know, when you guys were like figuring out this whole immortality thing, you know, is there oh man, did you guys put a band-aid on anything? You know, where it was like, wow, we just gotta not do this and the spell will work, or, you know, hey, we really hope that somebody doesn't, you know, knock down this tower because that'll cause things to go awry.
My memory's become a bit hazy on that point, I will have to admit. I'm so sorry, Your Majesty. I'm an old man, and...
How can I protect our people's immortality if I cannot rely on you to provide information about its vulnerabilities?
Well, there were incidents, like myself, for instance, and I'm afraid that when the backlash that created myself happened, things, and he's kind of touching his ivory hair, things, it's not as it was. I do apologize, and if Your Majesty wants to claim my life, and I fully understand and support the decision, as I am but a poor vizier these days, yes.
What would I do? Melt you down into a belt buckle? Carve your handle into a pipe to smoke out of? And then I'd have to deal with a talking pipe and a talking belt buckle. No, you're better as a talking knife where I can sheathe you.
I beg you grace and mercy. Though mercy, we all... he's confused now.
Yeah. poor dagger. All right, I think I broke the dagger. So I will resheath the dagger.
Yep.
Hand it back to Sifanu. And
so the mirror. If the mirror is a witch's mirror, Nefria, I do know several witches that might be able to provide some guidance on that once we get back toward Trachoria. And
something like civilization.
Yeah, Mikhail, where does Fundibéra hang out?
Trinsmyran. Off on. Yeah, she has...
Isn't she off on one, like, she's off on the, if I remember correctly, the southeast?
Yep, that's absolutely correctly. There's a small rock jutting out of the ocean just off the coast, and on top of that rock, she and her twin brother have erected a tower. And apparently the parties there are legendary.
But I'm sure they also have different covens throughout, you know, the
Yep.
seat of power. So anyway, Nefria, if we do get back there, I can probably find a witch if we're in a decent enough city that gets enough traffic, and might be able to get some information there.
Definitely. I am definitely interested in making use of your contacts in the witchy sisterhood.
Yeah. From one sisterhood to another, we have to stick with each other.
Now that the dagger sheathed, I'm going to point out that since the gods cursed the Curry for 800 years, and apparently that's why Kamorda came into existence to bury the Curry's bullshit in a glacier and protect the world from it, that yes, the supposition would be that the Curry's major city was buried under a glacier. Yeah.
And possibly not to be disturbed, says Parima.
I don't know. We've done a great. I mean, we have a pretty good track record of disturbing things the gods don't want disturbed so far.
I was just gonna say, I'm pretty
not-
sure that ship has sailed.
Not sure that the track record is good, says Parima.
I feel like we need
tried.
better gods.
I am.
Paramount, we're really trying here. We're really trying hard, and we just,
I am confused. I do not know. I am confused about the prophecies have been fulfilled clearly, and I do not think they could have been fulfilled without disturbing Kruri. But I do not dare to do such a. I need a sign from the gods before I want to do something like that. But anyway.
I don't want to do something like that, even if the gods tell us it's a good idea.
I'm fine with just going to the port.
Since it seems like gods are largely the force behind prophecy, and thus far their prophecies suck.
He's not wrong.
Like, not trying to be too mean to the gods or anything here, but I haven't seen a lot of upsides.
Indeed.
Other than, not having to deal with the Curry for 800 years. But
Upside? See? You go. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I feel like they just made that future us problem. That's really...
in Fontra Cilor, we call that kicking the can down the road.
I will say that you will have plenty of time to contemplate what to do next, because the next morning and several days following, there is in fact a blizzard that will plague the lands, or at least keep you in your in your tents before you can continue.
Good thing I have an unusually large tent.
Yes, indeed.
Good.
Just
Well,
as an idea.
I get to sleep in the kitchen this time.
Just an idea. I know Briar has been, through a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure this dagger could regale him with stories from hundreds and hundreds of years ago that he would love.
Briar sits down with the dagger and discusses archaeology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
He
Well,
will
he does
actually
have
do
a-
that. And
He
Let
does
him-
have a paper to write about this ancient
Let's
civilization.
try to make them both just, academically happy.
oh yeah. Briar and the dagger. That's like
Right.
there we go.
Who's
We have the episode name already now.
Briar
and the
and the
dagger.
dagger.
Which one of you is going to supervise this conversation?
Sure, I will. I'm hanging out with all the NPCs anyway.
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that he won't do anything,
No, if it gets out of hand, I'll say, Her Majesty doesn't like this, and put it back in the sheath.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, the dagger's always at best 5 seconds away from convincing Briar that if there'll be this really cool, or if he just does this dark ritual first. So
Yeah, no, we're not.
Actually, no. They discuss a lot of things, and archaeology, of course, the dagger refuses to see it as archaeology. It's always, now. This is how it is. Dementius is absolutely convinced that the Kruri Empire is still alive and at the height of its power, there's nothing that can stand before it. Yep, that is, yeah. Sometimes he forgets that he's in a dagger. Since you have, in fact, 4 days of blizzard sitting here in this tent, is anyone challenging him to smickleboard? Just out of pure boredom?
I mean,
Yeah.
I will
Go
play
for it,
Smickle.
Artegue.
I will play Smickleboard with Dementius, but he's pretty much going to lose by default because
You
I
use slap
have
rules, right?
I have a slap rules board, and he can't reach me with his stubby little dagger arms.
Well, I mean, someone will have to move the stones for him because he
All right, sure.
can't really do
But
it.
yes, if he wants to feel big about himself, he can beat Artegue at Smickleboard.
He will several times, and in fact, he you will realize why shortly after beginning. He invented the game.
Good.
Wow.
He's extraordinarily good at playing Smickleboard.
All right. In which case, Artegue starts taking notes to help him rip people off in taverns.
Artegue's going to write a book on Smickleboard now.
Right, it's got to be like some. Yes, this is an obscure 800-year-old defense.
Right?
That sounds great. So it's actually Briar and Sir Artegue and the dagger. And everyone else in the dagger, clearly.
I'm stuck in this tent, monitoring this situation, deeply unhappy.
I'm cuddling with my furry reavers.
Yes, they are very cuddly.
Can I
Well,
put
not really.
Palamuxian runes
I mean,
on
yeah,
a
they
weapon?
can be. They can be good boys and cuddly. Finally, the blizzard will die down, and you can
Hold
continue
on,
on
while
your-
we're still stuck in the middle of a blizzard and I have plenty of time on my hands,
Yes,
can I put a Cargamuxian rune on a weapon?
you can.
Okay.
Which
Could
one?
I put a rune, say, on a hammer that makes it burst into flame?
Yes. Let's see now. What do you want this hammer to do?
Like the cut of your chip.
Yeah, I thought you might appreciate this.
Because I'm gonna treat this kind of like a crafting roll, in terms of the difficulties.
Okay.
So you're basically trying to create an artifact and using your runic magic to do that. We want to have.
Like, how difficult was this going to be? Like, am
Well,
I
you
going to
wanna
have to roll
add-
an insane amount?
You want to add a bunch of artifact bonuses. That's the effects in mechanics terms will be, is it now on fire, right? What does that mean? Does it put the people it hits on fire? Is that what we want to do? Because that's an interesting effect. That is pretty powerful.
That would be
Yeah.
probably more powerful than I could do with level 1.
Yeah, that might be the case. I would probably be, fairly high difficulty on that. Again, I'm never going to say no. I'm going to say this is the high difficulty.
Right. It's because it's extremely difficult.
Yes.
Well, what about just something simple, like when the hammer makes contact with something, there's a small poof of fire? Just for like an extra point of damage or something.
Like, so do one more point of damage with the poof of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that could be done with let's see now. You need success. That is all. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2 difficulty 2.
Okay.
Because normally you need a 6 when you do an artifact creation. Like if you're a smith and wants it to be +1 damage, you need to roll a 6.
Okay.
Want to bring in ritual assistance?
Yeah, I was just about to suggest that, since I am doing this to your hammer after all. So it's that an extra die then for assistance or something?
Yeah, that's an extra die for
Artegue will happily assist in whatever
and
method is desired.
yeah, that's an extra die.
What's that bring you up to, Sifanu?
5, right?
I believe so. You have your high wind, you have your Cargamation symbolism, and you're going to spend a fate die to do that, of course, right? Because
Yep.
otherwise this is not going to work. So that is 5 dice.
All right. Come on.
That was not so good at all.
That was not good at all.
That was. I mean, you have one success, which is not enough to complete this. On the other hand, you just leveled up. Do you want to spend an experience to reroll?
Yes,
Okay.
I do, because I'm seeing this 1 on the end on my Fulcrum magic.
Right? So Zelimoga realized your magic potential. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I mean, this is rune stuff, right?
Yep, this is rune stuff. So reroll 4 dice, I guess.
Yes.
Much better.
Oh.
Mission accomplished.
Can I actually set things on fire now?
You know what? With those extra 6s, like, your
Jesus
power level is now a
Christ.
4. So,
Jesus Christ, Sifanu.
yeah. Your hammer will now do, 1 extra point of damage. That is definitely so, which is horrifying, because it now does 4 points of damage. Do we want to add something else to this with 4 power? This rune is terrifying.
I'll give
My
you.
original thought
What?
was that the hammer would be on fire whenever it's in daylight or light of any sort, so you can like put like a cover over it to put it out.
How about it can also give Sir Artegue +1 to intimidation because it's that scary?
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. Those two seems like good. Or maybe this is a rune of doing damage, isn't it? That's what it is.
All hail
So-
Sifanu.
You are doing a rune of doing damage. I need to think about this properly here. I think you're going to do 4 points of damage just from the rune.
Oh my god, that's horrifying.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right, so it does
If-
+4 damage on top of its base.
No, it's 3 damage from your base. And then
Yeah.
the... So, because he wants to do extra damage, right? And he has 4 power level. And that's the math in Magic. It's the fate die you put into it, and then every 6 helps it. Increases it by 1 step.
Yeah, that's why my healing potion came back 10 doses rather than just 1.
Yep. So
nuts.
So, again, though, I'll
your
ask.
victim
so
will
the
have to
hammer
roll
does.
wind versus your result to resist the spell.
All right, never mind.
What was that?
Nope, never mind.
Okay.
You have like a hammer of smiting, basically.
That
Okay,
does
that's how it
one more
works.
point of damage.
It's 1 more point of damage, and then the victim rolls against a difficulty of 4 with wind to resist the damage, and that's not going to work because nobody has that much wind. Like, you need 4 successes with a wind roll to not get the extra point of damage. That's how it works.
All right, so the hammer does 1 more point of damage, and
Yep.
then they have to roll versus 4 wind
Yep.
to avoid taking the extra point of damage.
If you want the symbol to keep its power after it's been triggered, you have to spend an extra fate die to the chalice. Do you want to do this?
Yes, I want this to be permanent.
This is a permanent one, then.
I will. I'll kick that one in for you, Sifanu.
Very well.
Excellent. I've
Yeah,
been wanting to do that
spread-
for a while now, but we never
gotta
had a chance to
spread the
actually
love.
sit down.
Let's see now.
Well,
How many-
holy shit, Sifanu! That was a great idea.
Yeah, let's see now. We've spent some fate dice here for different things. 4 from Eldrida.
Should be at 7.
Yeah. And,
Hey,
and then 2 from Sifanu. And did anyone else?
1 from Sifanu, 1 from Artegue.
Artegue as well. So we now actually have 10 dice in the chalice.
Yeah.
Which
This is
means that
nice.
I can have some dice now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
enjoy it while it lasts.
exactly. So, bam! Yeah, that's, it's, your hammer is better now, and magical, and has, like, the death rune on it.
But
Well
Sifanu's
done.
a scary,
I
scary
mean-
man.
recall that to resist damage with armor, you have to have an armor rating equal to the damage.
Mm-hmm.
And heavy armor has 2 armor rating. You were already smacking through that stuff. So to resist this hammer now, you need to find magic armor that protects 2 levels better than full plate.
Yeah. Which is probably very few people.
Very few people indeed. Yep. All right.
All right.
So
Well, now I'm more competent to hit things for Sifanu.
yes.
That's right. Next time a demon pops up, I expect you to squish it good.
Indeed.
If Nefri hadn't made that other demon run away, I swear I was gonna hit it.
You kill demons. You've done that.
Ah, yeah, but he paralyzed them first. It barely counts.
Fair. 4 days you have spent on the glacier, and then you have a day of actually traveling. Yay! You pass by Baeltind in your travels, that mountain on which apparently the giants had their homes. And then you're hit by another round of blizzarding, which lasts actually only 2 days this time.
All right, but the next place we go is going to be somewhere sunny with beaches, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Hell off with this god-awful glacier.
Yeah. It's
I
a good
suppose-
thing maybe that you have Eldrida with you to I don't know if your rations are gonna last this long. I don't know that you planned for. Wait, maybe you did plan for
Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Well, at any point in time that there is an opportunity where I think there might be something living that I can go and get to eat, whether that's berries or, foliage or whatever, or
Polar bear?
game, or I am not taking on the polar bears, no, or small game or something like that. Even if it's like ice fishing. I mean, I don't know. That would be, Eldrida's going to spend her time doing that because she's not making magic or listening to, or, learning things from the dagger. She's merely just making sure the dagger is not corrupting anybody.
There is very little life up here, unfortunately. It is, after all, a glacier. But you stay frozen in for another couple of days until you can keep traveling again. And this time you manage to get yourself... well, you even travel in heavy snow this time, but, you get half a day or so. You're almost there. It's only taking you more than a week.
While we have another snowed-in period, do you want to up any of your personal body runes?
Oh. No, they're both pretty good right now.
Okay, cool.
Third one.
All right. If you're happy, I'm happy.
And so finally, after yet another break for a blizzard, but this one is only 1 day long, you manage to get yourself off the glacier, and it immediately gets warmer, and you can get to the island of Klosanova. So this has taken you almost a week and a half. You're probably on half rations by now.
Oh yeah, we're hungry.
And
Question:
tired.
Did we get any kind of valuables for that we could sell, like money for food and stuff? And
you have
equipment?
money in your you have some money, and Briar brought
Well,
some money.
did we get anything from off the corpses of the Shaggylites?
Yeah,
Now,
I
of
don't
course,
think we did.
Yeah.
Briar's cash box was in the cart, so
Yeah, and other than that, we each have our own individual level of wealth that
Yep.
we kind of
yeah,
just
yeah.
always have.
Yeah, but I'm
And-
broke. I remember.
Right.
I've got this crown.
Right. And
just
we
wear it and
have
demand things.
we have one lump sum on us, which increases someone's wealth level by 1 for 1 purchase.
Here comes the little trouble, though, and I think the Reavers and Eldrida will be invaluable here. Because, as you will find out when you leave the glacier, there are restless here as well. In little clusters of people here and there. So you'll have to navigate them to get around and then somehow get across the sound. I'll show you where you are on a different map. Have I configured it so you can actually see anything on it? Yes, I think so. Oh. There we go. This is the bay, Klostanoba Bay. And you guys would be somewhere around here-ish, I suppose? And the question then is how to get over the water. Swim? That's one alternative, but you have a lot of stuff that you want to bring, so that might not be so easy.
Can Parama make us a temporary ice bridge?
She can try.
Preferably one that will melt.
Exactly. So no one else can go over it? Is that the point?
Just repeat after me, Parama. Let it go.
Let it go.
Or maybe just an ice boat, like a float that you can paddle across.
Yeah, big
Oh.
old raft.
That's a less impressive feat to do, and therefore probably easier.
Yeah, a nice ice flow.
Yeah. Next time, if you travel over the glacier like this, and you don't have the Reavers or Parama and so on, there will be Eldrida doing a lot of navigation rolls and spending all those fate points.
No, I like it better this way. I think you should make an ice luge, and we should just slide around in it. I think that would be fun.
We'll see if she can, in fact... She's not on the glacier now, but, you know... It's a weak flow of ice. She's utterly exhausted after this and won't be able to do anything more, but it's just gonna be enough to carry you over before it melts. And she's gonna complain about how Krimbydh seems to be... It's hard to talk to Krimbydh, even though this water is the water from Krimbydh. A lot of it, it's kind of brackish around here. Like the ocean is coming in, and from this river is basically just melt off from Krimbydh. But you will be able to get yourselves over to the island. And so finally, on the second day of Minde, I believe it is, or is it even later? Let's have a look in the calendar. Took you were on the 24th, 25th of Misiska, and then it took you 1, 2, 3, 4. That was just blizzard. And then another day, and then another couple of days of blizzard, and then another day. No, this would be the 6th of the month of Minde. And apparently it's raining today. Your luck is just as it should be, isn't it? It is torrential rains.
At least it's not a blizzard.
At least it's a blizzard. Yay!
Mm-hmm. Things are looking up.
Things are looking up. Wet, tired, hungry. You arrive to Klostanoba village. It's really not a big... This island is not very big at all. You can walk across it. It's a couple of kilometers across, something like that.
Please let there be an inn with a tavern and a food and a fire.
It's gonna take you most of the day to get across, from the moors across the hills, and then the whatever passes for a road here, which is really just a dirt road with some tracks in it. There's apparently a temple that you'll be passing by. These others are, farms, like
A temple of what?
I'm sorry. This is actually not a temple. This is, in fact, Master Curious Fencing Academy.
We stop there.
Yeah. That seems well funded. They probably have food to spare.
They would have, yes.
We try to beg a room and something.
Higher tacticum. That's what it's called. I'm gonna color this yellow so we can see it clearly. How about that?
Yay!
That is what this place is called. Master Curious himself and maybe a dozen or so pupils are out. You coming in like late afternoon, absolutely haggard, and you can hear cling, cling. I don't know how Artegue and others will react to hearing sword play from the inner yard. Ha ha! Cling, clang, clang.
I mean, we did see the sign back there, so we're not surprised.
Yeah, if it's a sign that says Fencing Academy, I mean, it's not.
I don't think it's a sign there, but I think Parima will be able to tell you what this might be, because she's heard of it, and, you know, everyone on Marjora knows about this place.
Yeah, I don't hear a lot of screaming, so...
No one is screaming in, you know, I'm gonna die.
Let's see if we can beg a room in exchange for maybe I can help them with some lessons. I am apparently a swordswoman, so...
Yes, indeed. Oh, and speaking of that, I do have a message for you.
Oh.
There you go. Yes, you are indeed a swordswoman. Yeah, you coming there, and Master Curious himself will have a look at you, this haggard group, because obviously there's a lot of you. And his initial reaction is very simple. This is not a tavern, my friends. Who are you? Where are you from? How did you get here?
Do you know about the restless on the other side of the river?
Yes, we've heard. Yes.
Oh man, we just came through them. We're refugees from.
You came through. You survived.
Of course we did.
I draw my sword and show it to them, and I just stand there looking awesome and haggard.
We came from Arheim. We're refugees from Arheim. There are restless everywhere. We just want help. You're such a great, powerful person here with your academy and everything. We were just hoping that maybe you could spare a dozen or so beds and some meals and some maybe hot water for a bath would be awesome. And, toss some sympathy our way because of the restless we just had to come through.
This is Nefria doing a water roll, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Feel free. Master Curious himself has a slightly ajar jaw. Like, it's not ajar, it's askew. That's the word.
As though it's been broken multiple times and not healed properly.
Yep.
Yeah.
It lends him a bit of a scowl. We don't really deal with refugees here. Go to Clustanova village. That's where they all are. But then he will look at Eldrida's sword. That is a beautiful blade.
Yes.
Where
What
did
about
you
a
find
temporary? What about in exchange for some temporary tutelage? That means I will teach and help you.
You will teach me?
Well, your students, I will assist.
Well, if you have such a good blade, you will have to learn how to use it, won't you?
I assure you, I know how to use it.
Very good. You can stay. The rest, I would suggest go to,
Well, no,
village.
it's a package deal, sir.
I have no room for all these people who are not my students. He will
How
roll.
far
I
away-
guess his. He doesn't have a lot of water as such, I guess. But
How many students does he have here?
Dozen, slightly more, maybe.
Yeah, we could take him.
You want to fight, Master Curious?
Yes. You are the premier fighting school. Don't you have a duty to the village to protect people? We're fighters too. We just need food. But if you want to pawn us off on the poor villagers who likely do nothing but support and help your school, then I guess we can go to them and put this on the populace rather than you, the fighting academy.
We don't have food for this many people. That's his resistance roll. He fails! Well, I can harbor you here for the night at least, and then you go on in the morning, right?
Woohoo!
That's fine. That's all we wanted.
No room at the inn, motherfucker.
I'll sleep in the stables with Jesus.
Oh, womp womp.
So, what's for dinner?
Porridge and some meat, smoked meat. Must be seal, probably.
Mm.
You don't have to tell us. You don't have to tell me what kind of meat. I'll eat it.
You will eat something at Master Curious's higher tacticum. Yes.
Yeah, some questions aren't. You know what? I don't actually need the answer to that. It's food. It's food.
Did you want to do a showdown there, Eldrida, just so Master Curious gets a chance to evaluate your competence?
Yeah, that would be fun. We can trade secrets or something. I don't know. Trade tactics.
Are you gonna throw in a fate die on this as well as your?
Yeah, sure. What the hell?
All right. That
How many dice do I roll here?
3 fire plus. Neither of you gonna get a weapon bonus because you both have the same length of weapon, but you do get the bonus for your weapon's extraordinarily good balancing. It's a powerful weapon, so that's 4 for you, and then you can throw in a fate die for your swordplay if you want to really show off your skills.
Yeah, we'll do it. 5 dice.
Yes,
That's right.
indeed. That was terrible. Do you want to? Are you going to use an experience for this?
I'd like to use an expertise thingy or whatever.
Experience? Yeah, like accidentally help raise an army by claiming this magical sword?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. Reroll 4 dice.
Yeah.
You're just filled with the badassery of that moment. Dig deep.
Yeah, dig deep. Better. You now have 3 successes, which is not too shabby.
All
No
right.
6 there, but okay. And I am going to use some of my fate dice. In fact, lots of them.
All right, crazy.
4. And he has 3, of course, in his blood. And he is an expert in swordplay. So that's another die just for that. So that's 4. Plus his actual skill. So that's 8 fate dice altogether.
Jesus.
8 dice altogether, not fate dice.
Yeah, we could take him.
I mean, we could, just not in a one-on-one sword fight.
Exactly. Yeah, you start off well, and you're coming at him with a sword. So much here is because your scimitar is so well balanced. And those 3 successes, he has 4 successes. So ding, 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 clang, ding. Describe a nice maneuver that you're doing as he's working with you.
I mean, Eldrida's not really a formally trained sword fighter, so a lot of it is basically what she's learned in the field by experience, as well as what she's learned just by fighting with this particular weapon and bonding with it in some way.
Yep.
So there's some kind of, there's an intent that is more like a length of her arm than it is her formal training. So my guess is she probably surprises him with things that are not expected. and then he inevitably swamps her because he simply has just much better training.
Yep, that's basically it. And Sir Artegue, of course, being someone who is well versed with melee as well and have seen lots of training, it takes you all of 3 seconds to see just how good Master Curious is. Like, the way he moves, even before he draws his sword.
Artegue is again saved by his customary veil, because otherwise he's just been grinning like a fool ever since Eldrida offered to show off for the guy running a fencing school. And this plays out exactly the way that Artegue expected it to.
No, I wasn't intending really to show off. I was merely intending to try to help whatever. Fine, yes.
I'll train people with the sword I picked up a couple of weeks ago off a dead guy who was 800 years old.
Hey. I roll 5 dice. It's pretty good. Shut up.
You don't know. You don't know.
It is
veil.
good.
There's a veil here. You can't see any of that in my face. Thank you, Fashion of Fontra Cilor.
Master Curious is master for a reason. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, he will say, Eldrida, I have to say, not bad at all. Rough around the edges, certainly a lot for you to learn, but you have potential. If you want to stay here, I'll let you, and we can practice not just the fencing arts, but also the bouncy con.
I look at the party.
Sunny beaches.
Unfortunately,
I'm probably looking at you.
Unfortunately, Master, as much as I would love to stay, the fates call me elsewhere.
When
But
is the
there's
next
much-
boat coming through here?
Haha, yes, when is the next boat?
The next boat? Oh, the convoy left days ago. We'll have to wait until August, I hope.
Well, I would love to take you up on your offer.
Missed it by days.
Yes, you did. Actually,
6
more like a
more
week ago, I think.
months.
It was, more like a week ago. You missed it by a week, yeah.
This is the single worst contract I've ever taken.
Easily.
By a mile.
I
How
hope
many
there will
months?
be someone here in August. The merger, the Trachorians probably want to, rumor has it, I was talking to Colonel Prance before she left, and she said she was gonna create some kind of base here and watch the Restless, and so I take it they will send a Karak up here, or Caravel at least, with some extra soldiers and whatever other personnel. She already left some here, so there's an encampment by the village, and preparing for the future. So I'm sure someone will be back in August. Not August. That's the wrong word. In the late summer, early fall.
And how many months does that? Where are we at in the timeline, Mikhail?
You are on the month of Minde, which is May equivalent.
So, Master, I would love to stay here for some time until the next boat comes and learn what I can and share what I can.
Very well. I'd be happy to have you.
It looks like we're going to be here a while. You guys might want to find, jobs.
What's the upkeep on this place look like? Shabby? Falling apart? Dirty?
No, the students take care of the school as well, so it's fine.
Don't know who you think. I'm sorry, Eldrida. I don't understand your problems. I'm a noble. I don't need a job.
On the other hand, the rest of the village, which you will see the next day, to make a long story short, is chock full with refugees. Like, the village itself is used to house maybe 50 people. There's like a pier out because it is a natural harbor, and you can definitely fit in a caravel by the pier here. Pilgrims from Trachoria come here to go either to one of the monasteries on the island or to Master Curious. And that's the only reason anyone from Trachoria come to this island until now. There is a camp with Trachorian soldiers. I'm gonna say around 100 or so. I'm not exactly sure because Colonel Prance didn't tell me how many she would base here, but I know there's a base. And there's a lot of just tents and shacks, and like the entire population of Arhem, the Marjurans, conspicuously enough, not the Trachorians. Like, you can't see a Trachorian nobleman anywhere around.
Well, hell, I think this is a good place for Nefria to be and rally ye old troops here.
And you will, in fact, recognize some faces. For instance, Hildur! There is a small shack. He has set up a small sign outside his shack, which is not at all as impressive as the tavern he had in Arhem, but it does say Young Hilders with very rough letters, and it's the new tavern. Clusternober didn't have one before, and it's literally been here for several days now. And yeah, other people from Marjura, you know, lots of faces you've seen in his tavern are there. His son, yeah, you will remember Guster Blackbolt, of course, who identified the swords, and so on and so forth.
Is the thief that we hired, this whatever serpent?
Shilovan Addertongue?
Yeah.
I think he might have gone with the convoy, to be honest.
What about those other two yahoos?
The Kfors?
No, I doubt the Kavors moved into Arhem and then became refugees. I think they're with their new masters that they've resurrected, like they were told to do 800 years ago. I'm talking about the that useless woman and the strong guy who we took into the Kruri ruins and tried to kill us all.
Gistaki and the others. No, they're not here. And in fact, Hildur is very happy to see you guys when you come to his very small tavern, and he will offer lodging for you and the Reavers. Well, as best as can be done. Basically, the Reavers will have to build tents and whatever protection they have. But Hildur will offer whatever lodging he can, which is basically, you know, straw mattresses on the floor for now until beds can be made. But he can tell you one or two things. I thought you were dead, he says. We thought you were all lost.
Us? Oh no, we're just out on a walkabout.
I'm very glad to see you survived. We see some few people coming still from the various villages over the island, but for the most part, those who survived are already here. We're safe here for now, though.
Who survived what?
Oh, most everyone. The colonel was very good at organizing the retreat.
From Arheim? The retreat from Arheim?
Yes.
Yeah.
We held it as long as we could, but we were overwhelmed quickly.
Did you say something, Goat?
Oh, no, he answered my question.
Overwhelmed by the restless?
Yes. Thousands of them.
You guys managed to kill any?
I would not say kill as such, he says, but my axe bites good on any type of flesh, and when there's not much flesh there, cutting off a limb or two is not too hard. They still crawl around, though, afterwards. Nasty business.
Are they still operating that damn mine?
The mountain folks?
The sulfur mine.
The sulfur mine.
No,
With
of course
the slaves
not.
in it?
No, the sulfur mine, that was not possible to save.
Okay.
What happened to all those poor slaves who were working in that camp?
Someone liberated Guzir da Olak from the camp. My son is very happy of that. So he's here now. And but I think most of the others were probably brought on the ships, I think. There was a lot of confusion when we evacuated.
Yeah. At least they weren't
That,
left to die.
That alchemist that was there, he passed, right? He didn't survive, right?
No, he sailed with the convoy, I believe.
Eldrida,
Yeah,
about that promise you made me.
I know.
Looks like it just got a lot harder for you to fulfill your end of the bargain.
I'm
But I
gonna
held
have
up
to-
mine.
It's a good thing that I'm an excellent tracker. Any idea where he was heading with the convoy? In Trachoria itself, or?
I'm Trisilva, I should think, but I'm not sure.
Well, hey, now I know where we should go next. We got a location, guys. Excellent.
Yes, I'm sorry that you did miss the convoy, says Hildur. But Colonel Prant said that the Empire will organize to take the island back and reopen the sulfur mine. So I should expect that at least some kind of supplies will come here when the oceans are navigable again after the summer.
Yep. Well, and hopefully the restless don't come here for the next 4 months or so.
Oh, they cannot cross the water.
No?
No.
Do they dissolve, sink?
We're
When
technically on a different landmass, so magic doesn't cross.
Precisely. That's what the Inquisitor told me anyway. They cannot cross. They need to build a land bridge before they can cross.
It also means that anyone you kill on this island will actually stay dead.
Yes.
Woo! A land bridge
theory.
or a corpse bridge. Do these guys strategize? Have you noticed in any of your, like, you know, with the assault and, you know, how
No.
long you guys held them off? Are they mindless? No strategizing?
No, they did not walk on formation or anything like that.
Shambling army.
Yes. They do know how to throw rocks into the water to build a land bridge, though. But the water here is deep. They will not get across anytime soon.
Yeah. So soon is like this kind of hanging word with like a real nebulous sort of meaning. So when you drop that off, they're gonna come across the water.
Well,
It's only a matter of time.
we have a guy that
It could take years.
you know, yeah, stone is you know, a thing.
Yep.
All right.
But he can't actually affect the stone on the other side of the water. If they manage to build a land bridge over here now, he could remove it with his tectonic summons, but they would
No
have
one
to
here-
connect.
No one here knows anyone who can do anything about stone magic as long as there
I
are other
just-
people around.
No, I know. I didn't say anything. I just like, yeah, you know, whatever. So, you know.
And so, to make a long story short, what will the adventurers do a summer in Klostanoba? Getting to know the locals, obviously. Perima will find herself in the village and do what she can to tend to people, you know, as a spiritual leader, if nothing else. I can say on this map that there are 2 temples here. One is to the Order of the Felix. Nobody knows why they wanted to put a temple here, but there they are.
I
And
don't know what that is.
the other is to the Order of the High Fairy Monks. They
What are
they
these-
care not about anyone else, either of them. That's the whole point of being here. So the Order of the Felix are monks. You would know of these, Sir Artegue and Sifanu, I think. Maybe not Sir Artegue though, because maybe not care so much about monastic orders. But Sifanu would have heard of them. They have a base in Nastrol as well. They have a monastery there. They worship cats. And their entire cult is about mimicking cats in any way, shape, or form. Interestingly enough, as they are cat worshippers, they've also developed a martial arts, which is very potent indeed. They are excellent martial artists in the cat form, if you will, of unarmed combat.
It's a lot of being on your back and kicking your hind leg.
Yes. You jump,
the vicious,
you kick your hind
disemboweling
legs.
bunny kicks.
Yeah.
The
Finding a
Hyphaery
sunny
monks,
spot to lay in.
You probably don't even want to approach too much. They have apparently a piece of the Eniac up there, and that's not something that you want to get close to.
What is that? What?
The Eniac is well known for anyone on Palamux. It's the big fungus that separates Cargom from Nastrol. And the reason why Cargomites do not invade the lower planes, because if you go close to the Eniac, it will shoot spores at hypersonic speeds. These are pretty big spores, so at close range, it has about the same effect on a human body as a 50 cal machine gun would have.
So let me get this straight. So to prevent invasion, there's a giant fungus that shoots spore bullets.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And
Excellent.
these monks are the only ones who can move in such a way as to get close to this Eniac and tend it. They are based in Nastrol as well. Why they have a monastery here? Nobody knows.
Sounds like this temple needs to be cleansed with fire and everything inside of it.
You're not going to make yourself popular if you do that.
Please just leave them alone. Just we don't need any more enemies.
Yeah. There's a couple of other, farm estates here. Down here you have the Moggers estate, which is marsh folk. They're marsh folks. Traders. They're a merchant house.
Froggy people.
Yep.
Oh, right, the froggies.
And they seem absolutely super pleased with how things have turned out, because apparently you will find, since you're spending a month there, or several months there, you're gonna find out. Apparently they got to take over the sulfur trade contract. So the last shipment of sulfur leaving Arham, which was not as much as they wanted it to be, is theirs to sell. They will make a ridiculous amount of money of it, because sulfur has just 100-folded in price.
So what I'm hearing is that's a house full of collaborators.
Yep. Oh dear. Are you gonna kill them all? Assassinations here will be very, very obvious, because there's almost nobody living on this island.
There was almost no one living on this island. Now it's full of strange refugees from across the land. Anybody. And resources are scarce. There's a lot of tension. Things have rapidly changed. It's a recipe for a deteriorating social contract.
And Eldrida is going to spend the bulk of her months at the training center and helping the Parama with whatever she's doing then to reestablish the order. That's what I'll do in my free time, unless the party needs me.
Sounds good.
My free time will actually be spent. I'm going to enlist. I'm going to have Hildur. I'm going to convince him to take on my Reavers as bodyguards. Again, lots of crowds, deteriorating social contract. Put in a little, get out a little. By day, or I should say by night, and then by day, my Reavers are going to make sure that people know that it seems like Trachoria just fucking abandoned us all.
You're gonna. Rurik will be completely on your side about that, because he likes those ideas a lot. Oh yes, he will appreciate that a lot indeed.
Use the tavern to find a couple of soft targets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, Rurik is all over that. Much to the chagrin of his father, because his father is gonna be like Really? They saved every one of us, and this is what you're gonna do with that?
Sounds
So-
like Trachoria permitted some dangerous archaeological research that just unleashed all of this. I don't think they're responsible to lead an empire.
Rurik will be solidly in your camp, and you will meet Guzia da Olak, the old resistance agitator, as well.
Nice.
I'm sure there's going to be other young Majorans who will join in this, since you're doing this like literally over months. Do you want to do a rabble rouser thing?
Yes, I would love to
All right.
rabble or to rouse this
the
rabble.
Let's see
Sow the
how
seeds of
anti-Trachorian
discord.
they will become. Will this be? Oh my God, we might have to do another session here. Just you, because if they, I need to check in with Colonel Prowse to see how many guards have been left by here, like how many soldiers have been left. But if you rabble,
enough.
if you rouse the rabble, there might be a takedown of them. Just liberate Constantinople from the Trachorians, local fight and so on. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna
mean-
You can put your fate die into your you have your 3 water. Put a fate die in there. Rabble rousing. Let's see now. As a machinator,
Where's my chat?
this is totally something you can do. At least 1 fate die. Difficulty is normally 2. If you fail, you become the target for the mob. It has to be a targeted individual, so I guess it would be like the sheriff or the captain of the guards or something.
Something like that, yeah,
Whoever, or the mogger merchant, if that's what you.
So I've got my 3 die. I've got my fate die for my experience. Is there any other way to boost this?
Nope, that's
Is
it.
that it for me? Cool.
I cannot read your dice.
Really? 3 successes. 1 of them is 6. There's gonna be a revolution on Constantinople before you're done, isn't there?
This
Vive
is
la
what's
resistance!
happening.
Yep.
Was the goal right?
You are
Fucking
gonna whip out
Trachorians.
a crowd of angry Marjorans who are going to trash someone. Who exactly? Is it Mugger? Is it Captain? Is it?
I think the more immediate problem are going to be the soldiers. So direct some ire at the soldiers.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's a thing that happens this summer. Oh dear.
The Marjoran summer.
The Marjoran
See?
summer. Rurik is there with you and just because he has an axe now. They all have weapons. They defended themselves against the restless. So
Now
you
they
have
can
a
defend
crowd
themselves
of like
against the
100
Trachorians.
angry Marjorans who are like you, and Guzir stands there and celebrates with you as well. And Hildur is just, why are everybody's doing this?
Well, I mean, literally, Majura came in, flooded their entire island with undead, and then left them. I mean,
Hildur's like,
Trachoria, you mean?
but we
yeah,
wanted
that's
to see.
sorry, yes.
He wants to see all of you gone from Constantinople. Like, stop making a mess of my home, basically. You are not on Hildur's list of good people anymore.
What did I do to you, Hildur?
Well, Nefria isn't.
This is a
Right,
100%
thank
a me
you.
problem.
Exactly.
Look,
We're guilty by association, Artegue.
Yeah.
That's-
In the month of
in
Birdo,
that
so...
case, he's wronged me, and he has to have a conversation with my newly magically enchanted hammer. So,
You might want to think twice about that.
Wow. Yeah, this is the month of Minde, which is equivalent to June, and in Birdo there will in fact be, which is August, there will in fact be Caravel arriving, possibly 2, with, things from Trachoria, including some stuff for the merchant who was gonna buy and sell and whatnot, but mostly it's military matters, so I guess you'll have to deal with that when they come, if you're gonna... But that, yeah, if you somehow
There was
attack...
a plague in the camp. I don't.
all right. So they're sending a military ship back, is what I'm
I
hearing,
would
right?
think so, yes.
All right. So we just have to have a plan in place. No, this is perfect. All right, I'm suited for this. All we need to do is kill them, and take the ship, and then we're pirates.
Can't
No, I like
sail,
this.
though.
Can't. I mean, well, yeah, that's why you have to press gang some people who can sail. It's fine.
There's got to be some older guys here that want to get off the island as badly as us.
Nefria
Wait, I
will
mean,
have
how
to.
many- How many of that Trachorian crew are, conscripts? How many of them are pressed into service? I bet they would be happy to no longer be a
How many
Trachorian
slaves
sailor.
on that boat? How
There
many
it
slaves
is.
on that boat?
Mhm.
I like this. Yeah.
Mhm. Labor knows how to run that ship. They don't need a captain. They know what they're doing.
Well, and how many?
Oh my
You know,
God.
and there must be some ex-sailors here on this island who'd like to not stay here, waiting for the restless to come kill them.
Right, exactly.
So,
I mean, I'm sure a lot of these guys are fishermen.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
We're gonna be pirates.
There's a lot
If
of
that's what's
fishermen.
happening,
Yes.
we're gonna be pirates.
yeah, we're gonna take this ship once it comes. That's. I mean,
Oh my God. Okay. I gotta go train for this. If this is what's gonna happen, then we gotta go train.
so I mean, talk to your fellow students and see if any of them are engaged or interested in the life of daring do on the high seas.
I say, do you have like
I will.
bomb making?
I have wildfire making. Yes.
I thought
Keep in
when
mind-
we were doing this that was like, and then we hang out on the island and do some things and we take the first boat home.
No.
No,
Keep in mind-
revolution, hijacking.
Keep in mind
Remember-
that we don't want to burn the ship, and wildfire will burn, regardless
taking
if
over
it's
a ship,
water.
becoming pirates.
Oh, okay. Wait, though. Wait. All right. So this is like a big ass caravel, though, right? They've got to take smaller boats to shore. So what if we wait until like most of these cats are in their longboats and then burn their longboats or most of those?
Yeah. That's
No,
I-
how
I-
many?
In my head, I just kind of saw us waiting until most of them were off the boats, and then us taking our forces in their longboats to their larger boat, then taking over the boat while all the soldiers are on shore.
Oh,
That
so
way the
you just-
town gets protection, and we get to take the boat and leave.
I love it when my players create shenanigans that I did not expect or see coming.
Well,
that gives
again,
us
Again, I
lots
don't
of-
think that there's any realistic way that, we're going to get passage on a military boat, right?
Nefria could talk.
No, I like the idea of us
Unless
being
you are
pirates way
wanted
better.
people, this is true.
Unless we're wanted people, and I think we're wanted people.
Yeah, I have no idea what those other weird people who came with us went back and said on that thing, but like I think
We've
they're coming
resurrect-
for us.
We've resurrected an undead army as far as those yahoos are concerned, and they ran back to town to tell people, was my best guess. Because we
And the
didn't
only
kill
reason-
them.
The only reason the Marjorans haven't tried to kill us is because I've been blaming this on Trachoria the whole damn time.
then,
Makes sense to me.
I will say like this: we shall adjourn this epilogue. For now, I need to check in with Colonel Prance and see how many soldiers have actually been based here. So we will see how tenable. Like there were a lot of soldiers. There were hundreds of. There were 300 in the garrison. There was another 100 or so on the ships that were supposed to relieve a third of the garrison, and so they stayed and fought. And then, of course, Gotthard's Reavers, which is another 80 or so altogether. I need to know exactly where these forces are, and that is the Colonel's decision to make. And for some reason, I didn't ask her before this session because I did not quite anticipate these shenanigans, and that's on me.
Anarchy.
So we'll find out about that, and then I'll find out about, so we can play out this scenario where you, because I am not going to just go, yes, you're going to take a ship. No, you're going to have to work a little bit for that. On the other hand, the good news is you have a lot of fate dice, so that's a thing. So until in 2 weeks from now, think about your temporary goals after spending 2 months in the summer of Costanova. And then we'll pick it up, and we'll see how big the military camp is, what kind of plans you do, because obviously you'll be on the island for 2 months and somehow survive it. And because like you are
And if
presumed
there's,
dead, right?
I think it's safe. I think it's safe to say that if you come back and determine that there is Pran's left 500 soldiers in this camp or some insurmountable number, that Nefria is not, in fact, going to be standing in the middle of the city streets going, yeah, follow me and burn it all down, because that's suicide.
Yeah, like
Okay.
if there are that many people there, then like I'd really love to take that role and apply it to like a crowd distraction so we can go to the ship. But
That could work. Yeah, that could work. We
Yeah,
have different,
because, like,
different
since we don't
trajectories
know
here.
how many there are, it's, you know,
I
'cause
know
again,
she wanted
like,
to set up a base for the future, but she didn't actually tell me how many, and I should have asked. But we'll get back to that, and that was really cool. Shenanigans, and then you will be back in Trachoria sometime in the month of equivalent to September. I should know the names of these months by heart by now, and I don't. I am hanging my head in shame. Sometime in the month of Giran, late Giran, probably early Taragan, which is the equivalent of October, because it will
And-
take you 4 weeks to sail back, right? So
Is the place where that alchemist went? That's on Trachoria, right?
that is, yes, that's in the
Well,
provided that he
Trachoria-
went to Silva. We'll see.
Trachoria is like a whole empire. It's not a
Yeah.
discrete place.
Yeah, it's all 4 islands together. So
Well-
we will do that, and we'll see how this
Exciting times.
Indeed, and of course, we will start the shadow game, the game of shadows, soon, and that's going to give even more fuel to shenanigans because, of course, your shadow powers are in Trachoria and doing things, and you know, I have a feeling that Limer Späde will liberate as much of Trinsmyran as possible, and so on and so forth. Same thing with Geryon Grotteschi, and I do know that we should play out that introduction of Princess Folda. I'm not sure. Would Geryon go and visit, go to the inauguration ball of Princess Folda?
No. I just sent her an invitation to come see me on my home front, but I'm not going to go see her. She's the
Very
new
well.
kid in town. She comes to introduce herself to me.
Ah, there you go. Very good. Okay.
Rational. But
Rational.
maybe with a little luck, then our shadow powers can give us a safe place to land our stolen vessel once we're done Shanghaiing it.
Indeed,
Hopefully.
and that's where now you see how the influence will really work in there, like a level 2 influence. So if you are in Milak, for instance, Limer already has level 2 there because that's his home base. Then Nefria can get assistance. An NPC can come and help Nefria as long as she is in that province, and no one else has influence there right now. So that's the safest place that she can find. In Trachoria, and so on.
Influence was much messier when we were nowhere near the places we had influence in,
Yes, and
and
stacked
had
on
no
top of
idea
each
what
other.
was going on there.
Indeed, and stacked on top of each other too, and so on. So yes, all of that. Anyway, awesome. We will continue. This is started in ways I did not anticipate. Potential revolution of Costanova. Why not? Go for it, Nefria. I love this character.
I thought I was going to be a witch, but instead I'm going to be a swashbuckler on the high seas, which, you know, I'm fine. It's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this
I
whole
definitely got
empire
water
is.
magic now.
Errol Flynn.
This whole place has got 4, is based in these 4 big island land masses. And, it does occur to me that if we ever want to travel between them, we'll need a ship anyway.
This is true, and someone who can captain it is not a bad thing. Or is Eldrida going to get skipper down the line?
I don't know. I'm such the catch-all here. I'm jack of all trades, master of none of them, guys. Like, it's terrible. You keep focusing, though.
I mean,
Better than a jack of no trades and master of one.
the only 2 people who have 2 dots in any one thing, I think, are Goat and I at this point.
Yep. Yep.
Utility.
Exactly. No, you will
All right,
eventually
guys.
want to focus on something, but having 3 in something is good. But we'll see.
We'll see.
All right. Thank you, guys. And
Have a
Thank
good
you
one,
for
y'all.
running, sir.
talk
Great
to you in
game,
2
guys.
weeks.
Thank you.
Love the shenanigans.
Indeed.
Always.
Shenanigans.
That's what we live for.
And Briar and the knife.
Briar and the dagger. Everyone in the dagger.